Welcome back, kiddos. Let's move forward. Do you remember in our last lecture, we did this chapter part 1, How We Communicate part 1. Now we are going to move forward with part 2. Let's revise fast what we studied in our part 1. Communication. We studied about communication. What is communication, children? Yes, when one person talks to either another person or a group of people. They share their ideas, their thoughts, either with the other person or a group of people. It becomes communication. Children, we also studied about means of communication. What do you mean by means of communication? There are different ways in which we communicate. Now, as we discussed in the class, it is not necessary that we talk to the opposite person only. We can do actions. We can communicate by doing actions, showing expressions, right? So, these are called means of communication. With what things you express your ideas is called means of communication. We discussed about one-to-one communication also. What is one-to-one? When we communicate with only one person at a time. It is called one-to-one communication. When you're talking or sharing your ideas and thoughts with only one person, not a group, it is one-to-one communication. Now we learned various means of one-to-one communication. How can we communicate to the opposite person, one person? So it can be through letters, email, telephone or mobile phone. Now we'll see one-to-many communication. What do you mean by one-to-many? One person, can you see in the picture? One person talking to so many. How? How it is possible? Yes, it's possible. When one person shares the ideas and thoughts to a large number of people and at the same time, it is called one-to-many communication. When you see the examples, you will be more clear. Most of the time, it is one-way communication. Now, in one-to-many communication, that's only one person speaking, but nobody others are replying to him. So it becomes a one-way communication. Only one person speaking and others listening to the ideas. Some of the means used for such communication are, let's see what are the means we use to one-to-many communication. Let's see which is the means. Newspaper. Everybody knows, everybody gets newspaper. We read a newspaper for news, right? What is going on around in the world, we come to know from the newspaper. These days, we can read newspapers on computers also, tablets and smartphones also. It's not necessary that paper should come in our house, right? What happens now? There are many people who write different type of news in the newspaper. They share their ideas to us, and so many people get their ideas, and so it becomes a one-to-many communication. What is this, children? Have you ever seen it? It's a radio. We use radio for listening to news and songs. Okay. Now these type of radios were there, and today also many places you find it. But now you have a system of listening to radios in your mobile phones also. From mobile phones you can listen to the news and songs also. So you find this inbuilt radio in your mobile phone. Again, radio, some one person is speaking and recording the records, and so many people listen to that, and so it becomes a one-to-many communication. Oh, what is this? Everybody's favorite. It's a television. We watch different programs, movies, and news on the television, right? Again, television becomes a one-to-many communication. You learn so many things from the television. When you see one movie or when you see news, The same type of news are going on in so many places and houses. Many people watch that, and so one person is communicating to so many of them. From the movies, from the programs, also, we learn so many things, right? So, television becomes a one to many communication. Now, the did you know section, and a very interesting fact given in the did you know section. Some of the early mobile phones, means very old mobile phones, were so big that they had to be carried in a briefcase. Briefcase means a suitcase, a big bag. Now, initial days, the mobile phones were so big that they had to be kept in the suitcase or in the briefcase or in the bag and carried. Now they are very small, they come in the pocket. Would you like to see that? Yes, such type of mobile phones were there, which were very big and you could not put it in the pocket. You had to carry it in your bag.